One of the things that I just did recently was I made a move into the healthcare and medical space, and I have to be honest with you, it is not entirely recession-proofed, but it is very well protected from just the macroeconomic, because with the aging population and the baby boomer trends, etc., it is totally a market that is on the rise in many ways. So, I've talked to people that are in niches within the IT arena and different aspects of business that are struggling, and healthcare and medical, as an example, is an area that's growing at a rapid pace and has a lot of opportunity. So there's an infinite number of kind of sub-niches there.
Mm-hmm.
They're all in the growth mode, and they are expected to grow continuously for the next 10 or so years. So I'm pretty excited about it, and looking forward to getting some more experience and knowledge myself that's niche specific that I can add to my recruiting background.
What I see and hear from other organizations, I still see a critical need for leaders within recruitment and talent functions. I also think that whenever you have a downturn like this, it's an opportunity to revisit your strategy and really take that time to kind of assess, reorganize, and really look at how you go about doing business. If you look at the amount of time it takes to fill a position and the business loss during that time, and you weigh that against what you're going to be saving by maybe downsizing X number of positions, oftentimes you can build that support with the relationship with the CFO, because you're able to show to them that the cost effectiveness of helping to keep that talent on. And in fact, if you can display that graphically and show the kind of the peaks and valleys of what that looks like, that you're in many senses rehiring at a higher cost these people that you just laid off, you may not be able to affect every single role that might be at risk, but oftentimes there's a wonderful balance you can find that adds a lot more value back into the organization.
I'm actually expecting an increase in the demand for my business because when it comes to sales, this is a sales business. The time you don't cut back sales training is when things soften up. That's when you actually increase that. Where you might not hire as many people, but the people you have on board, you want them to get better. Because you might be anticipating a shrinkage in your margins if you're an owner of a firm. You want to get the people and the team that you have on board to be able to produce more. And this is the time to do that.
There are always companies that are taking advantage of the downturn, and it's a time for companies really to take advantage of some of the folks that are maybe a little uneasy about where they are. Possibly they're just laid off or downsized. I'm not one of the recruiters who only believes in the passive candidate. If somebody's recently lost their job for a legitimate reason, I see nothing wrong with placing unemployed people.
I've dealt with a lot of companies that have issued a hiring freeze. So what we're doing is we're working on building a talent pipeline and branding them better, so that when they can lift that hiring freeze, it's just common sense. Once you can lift that hiring freeze, you've got a talent pool right there that you've built during the kind of slower months, and that's something that they can bill us for on a consulting basis rather than on a contingency fee.
I think it's a blip in terms of the long-term issue about how corporations move from rec-driven models to pipeline models, and I don't think we're going to see a significant change in that.